His eyes are so blue that he kept finding. He just kept telling Cillian Murphy to take his glasses off to show off his blue eyes.
He's a great casting for the movie.
Yeah.
And then Liam Neeson as Ra's al Ghul, which kind of just ignited Liam's action career, like, out of nowhere.
After Phantom Menace.
Yeah. So Liam, like, now, after, Phantom Menace, but then this comes out, and he's just an ultimate badass.
Yeah.
And does how many action movies since then?
I think he's one of the best superhero villains ever. His version of Ra's al Ghul is unbelievable because he's a mentor. He's wise. You trust him. You really want to... You believe in him as a leader, and then he turns on us, and we see the true side of him. And he has a fascinating performance, and Liam Neeson is great as Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, and yes, this is a superhero movie based off comic books, but it's a very articulate script.
Yeah.
It's very symbolic. It's emotional. You're on this great journey with type of character that Nolan likes to use is characters with split versions of themselves or split characters, where you're seeing this genius playboy facade of Bruce Wayne split with this nighttime vigilante Batman.
Yeah.
And also you're dealing with the turmoil of this young kid and the tragedy he went through.
Yeah.
And you're kind of just taking these three versions of Bruce Wayne, this split character, and putting them all together. Even a version of Bruce Wayne where he's like in college, he says he doesn't want to go back to Princeton.
Yeah.
And a young, angry, rebellious version of himself where he almost commits murder.
Yeah, Christian Bale, essentially, he plays three roles in this. He plays the real Bruce Wayne, the public Bruce Wayne, and Batman.
And even Bruce Wayne in training.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne in training.
So he has so many different selves.
Yeah,
and,
so many
and
facets to the character.
Nolan's obsessed with main characters that have split selves, which we'll get into more. The realism that Nolan brings to Batman stems from the experiences of all these different types of Bruce Wayne and all his character flaws.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts about the movie was the Batmobile, the Tumbler. Because the past Batmans have been... The Batmobile has been, like, sleek and cool and just, like
rocket launchers.
Launchers.
Like, outside, I don't know.
It looks like they're designed to sell toys. And then you see this, and the Tumbler looks like it belongs on a war field, in a war zone. Like, it can just bulldoze through buildings. You know what I mean? So the practicality begins there, where, obviously, if the Batmobile was real, it would have to be insanely strong, physical... how it's able to just jump from rooftop to rooftop, its ability to withstand any kind of like pounding it takes. It was just a great take on the Batmobile and
to blend in.
Yeah, and to blend in, and no one expected that kind of a Batmobile. So I think that was one of the biggest takeaways about how he changed Batman with this.
Yeah, this movie is super fun. And again, back to characters, Gary Oldman as Jim Gordon is fantastic.
Yeah.
Great mustache, and just like so many great lines and moments. With
he never
Gary
read
Oldman
the script.
He never read it.
He didn't. He got offered the part and he said yes, and then he read the script on the plane ride to the shooting.
I don't blame him. So he's awesome as Jim Gordon.
Yeah,
and this movie's a lot of fun. It's like, yes, there are a lot of intense moments, great action scenes, but there's a lot of fun beats, especially with Bruce Wayne and Lucius Fox.
Yeah,
Gary Oldman's pretty funny in it too.
It's a lot of funny. Yeah,
there's a lot of good lines and stuff. And you're beginning to see, again, what Bruce Wayne and what Batman could really be like in the real world.
Yeah.
And Michael Caine is Alfred.
So, Nolan brought this new take and this new vision to what a superhero movie could be, and what a Batman movie could be. And I think audiences... This movie didn't make that much money. I think it made under $400 million. But as we'll see when Dark Knight came out, we'll talk about it later, clearly audiences loved Batman Begins and were hungry for the next chapter in this new take. Oh, also, I want to talk about, in terms of practicality, Nolan began using miniatures with this film. So a lot of the tumbler scenes, a lot of the jumping on rooftops, a lot of that climactic train sequence, especially when the bomb explodes, those are all miniatures. Because he obviously, like we said, he likes to avoid digital special effects as often as he can. And he found that it was easier and more believable to build these miniatures for the action scenes rather than just digitally making them.
Yeah, there's some great set photos and set videos of the tumbler. It's like, I want to say like the size of this table. It's really cool.
It's small.
It's huge. I mean, big for like a little toy car.
Yeah.
But it's really awesome. And I think it's incredibly effective.
Yeah.
And again, it's like Star Wars. Kind of like, let's build a real ship and film it. No matter who cares if it's small.
Yeah.
Or it's like the castle at Hogwarts. Let's really build it.
It's so believable. It's tangible. It's really there. And it has that great ending at the climactic scene where the train's about to crash and Batman breaks open two windows and he says that iconic line, I'm not gonna kill you, but I don't have to save you. And then he just flies out, and it was just great. It was one of my favorite lines in a Batman movie.
So many good lines. Where were the other drugs going?
Swear to me.
Swear to me. Well, that's how. That's one of the reasons why Christian Bale got the role of Batman, because with all the testing, he has obviously so many great actors coming in, Cillian Murphy, but Christian Bale was the only actor who changed his voice for Batman, because I think Christian Bale had this great take on the character where he understood when he's Batman, he's not Bruce Wayne anymore. He's not a man anymore.
Yeah, he's not human.
He's different. He's a symbol.
He's a beast.
Yeah, so he has to rip himself of as much humanity as he can on the surface to be Batman.
Yeah, and he actually tore out his vocal cords several times, and filming had to be delayed a few times for his vocal cords to heal, because he was just shredding them like a metal singer.
Yeah. And one of my favorite sequences in the movie is, again, we're learning how Batman comes to be, and him and Alfred are just like figuring out what to do, like the foundations, the bats, building the cowl with the separate parts.
Yeah, he smashes it.
At least we'll have spares. Like, it's just so fun and cool to see. And then when he finally, the first time, opens the chest for his suit when he's going to save Rachel, and it's like that music, it's like the slow-mo and everything.
Belt.
He's like, tell him that joke, you know.
And this is the first time, and this is why Michael Caine accepted the role, is because when Nolan offered him the role, he's like, want me to play the butler? I don't want to serve anyone tea. And then the reason why he took the role is because Alfred became a fully fleshed out character and a father figure to Bruce Wayne, who had an actual impact on the story, emotionally and plot-wise. So it was a great new take on Alfred as well.
And not going to lie, I think Christian Bale might do the best American accent of any English actor. He does it. He seems like he's American.
He even during the press for this movie, he actually did all of his interviews with an American accent because he didn't want to confuse American audiences.
Because he was still relatively unknown, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, people had seen American Psycho on the Machine.
Not that many people, though.
But like, he wasn't a global star like he is now.